You know, people think that love isn't work. You just kind of see somebody, your eyes connect, it's the right vibe, and there you go. You just know. Love is a lot of work. A successful relationship is when you don't lose yourself in that relationship, but you find yourself in that relationship. You know, relationships, people date and there's something called chemistry, and they say there wasn't any chemistry. There's actually something very true about this idea of chemistry. Imagine I want to make a match. I've got an idea for, make a match, and I want to fix up carbon with monoxide. And say, you two should really go out and get together and get to know each other. Toxic, doesn't work. Nothing wrong with carbon, monoxide, but when they get together, it doesn't bring the best out of each other. So there really is something called chemistry. And when a person is dating, they have to ask themselves, not only do I love the person I'm dating, but do I love myself more when I'm with this person? And so a loving relationship is not just loving them, but loving yourself, feeling loved, and not losing yourself, but finding yourself in the connection. There's three kinds of relationships. One is certainly not the Torah's approach to relationship, which is what I can get from you and what you can get from me. That's not love, that's business. Now, business isn't bad, right? But just don't confuse it with love. But when a relationship is based on what I can get from you and what you can give from me, then just like in business, if I can get it cheaper, faster, with less hassle, then I go find another provider. And that's why a lot of marriages are breaking down, because they're not really marriages, they're business deals. Right? Okay, that's not the Torah way. Another way of true love is what I can give to you and what you give to not what I can get from you, but you want what you give to you. And you find yourself in what you can give. You don't find yourself in what you can take, right? The real potency of the human being is when you discover what uniquely can they do to contribute to enhance other people's lives. So in the giving, you get something from it, which is the ability to be the giver that you can be. But you aren't about giving, And that's a good relationship, what I can give to you, and you want to be giving, and we're both giving. But even that's not the highest relationship in Jewish life. In Jewish life, it's not just what we give to each other. It's what we together give to the Jewish people and to the world. That's why when people get married, we say, may you build a house that is faithful and loyal to the Jewish people. Bayis Ne'eman B'Yisrael. Right? And it's interesting, I actually heard lectures on what makes a successful marriage. And this was research not from a Torah perspective. It was just research. And what they found is the most successful relationships are relationships that have a common project, which together they have adopted, which will enhance and bring better life, enhance life for other people. And so what happens is, yes, it's beautiful what we're investing in each other, but the highest level is what we together will now give to the world. I think certainly one serious factor that I've encountered with a lot of people that I've counseled is that they say their spouse doesn't love them enough, but I find that it's really they don't love themselves enough, and they don't believe that the spouse actually loves them. Like the joke, I would never date a girl that would date me, because any girl that would date me is certainly not worth dating. And I think a lot of people are actually suffering from this low self-esteem, looking for a love that they don't believe they deserve. And therefore they keep sabotaging the relationship because they just really don't believe that they're loved. I had a situation like that. I was dating a woman and we ended up getting engaged, and her mother really didn't like the idea that this girl was getting married. She felt she was too fast, too young, whatever. But the truth is that there really were some real challenges in the relationship, and I was picking up something was wrong, and I was speaking to some of her mentors, and they were telling me, oh, you're not really ready, you're just looking for problems. But I felt there was something wrong. And I remember this one time she was invited to a wedding of a friend of a friend. She decided to buy them the entire 14 volumes of Maimonides. And I said, you don't even know them. That's the kind of gift father-in-laws buy, you don't even know them. I think I think they might even feel uncomfortable with that kind of a gift. She got very angry at me. She says, you're interfering with my kindness. Right? I'm spontaneous. I want to give. And I said, okay, fine. I thought maybe there's something wrong with me, that I'm not giving people volumes of books, strangers, whatever. But then I realized as time went on that this girl just didn't love herself and was constantly trying to buy people's love. And yet she would run away from it when they would give it back to her because she never believed it. And it really didn't matter what I would say, what I would do. I realized that this girl just doesn't believe that she's lovable. And it's kind of like a person who is colorblind. Even though there's colors in the room, they live in a room with no color. She lived in a world with no love. And that's because she didn't love herself, and she didn't believe that she was worthy of love. And so I find that a lot of people's issues is what they're projecting and what they're hearing, because they don't really, really believe that they could be loved, and don't really believe that they will ever succeed in giving love. A lot of work. People think that love isn't work. You just kind of see somebody, your eyes connect, it's the right vibe, and there you go. You just know. Love is a lot of work. And the only love that works is the love that you work at. And thank God my wife and I are married for 33 years now, and we work at our relationship. And that's why I think we have a great relationship, because we work at it, because it needs work. And one of the works that it takes is time. You have to give each other time. You have to share time together. And a lot of relationships, people, again, back into the success mode of what they think success is more money, more property, and yet less time for our relationship, for our children. And they successfully have a lot, and yet they lose being in love.
Thanks for watching. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell below for daily pearls of Jewish wisdom.